Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered, what if we didn't live here anymore? What if Earth became too crowded, too polluted, or just too unpredictable to call home? In 2025, this isn't just science fiction. NASA and private space companies like SpaceX are investing billions of dollars to answer a bold question. Could we really live on Mars? Mars, also known as the Red Planet, is the fourth rock from the Sun. It's about 140 million miles away on average, and while that sounds far, we're closer than ever to making it our second home. But here's the catch. Mars is nothing like Earth. The air is mostly carbon dioxide. There's barely any oxygen. Temperatures can drop to -100 degrees Fahrenheit at night. There's no rain, no blue sky, and definitely no grocery stores. So what would it actually take to live there? Would we wear spacesuits all day? Grow our own food? Build cities underground? In this video, we're diving deep into what life on Mars might really look like, the challenges, the science, the wild possibilities, and what life could be like if humanity took its biggest leap yet. Welcome to What If We Lived on Mars? Part 2. The Journey to Mars. So how far is Mars, really? Depending on the year, it can be as close as 34 million miles, or as far as 250 million. That's no weekend road trip. Even aboard the fastest spacecraft we've ever launched, the journey would take anywhere from 40 days to over 9 months. You'd be traveling through the silent, endless dark, facing cosmic radiation, isolation, and the very limits of the human spirit. And after all that, as your spacecraft descends through the thin Martian atmosphere, you'd catch your first glimpse of your new home, a rust-colored desert, barren and still. No signs of life. No blue oceans or green forests. Just dust, rock, and a horizon that stretches forever. It's beautiful. And terrifying. This isn't a vacation. This is survival. Every breath, every drop of water, every step you take will be a triumph of engineering and human will. So the real question isn't just can we live on Mars, it's what kind of life are we willing to build this far from home. Part 3. The harsh truth about living on Mars. Living on Mars sounds like the ultimate adventure, but the moment you step onto its surface, you're met with a truth that's hard to ignore. Mars does not want you there. First, there's the air, or lack of it. The Martian atmosphere is 95% carbon dioxide. There's less than 1% of the oxygen we breathe on Earth. You can't just open a window. Every breath requires a suit, a system, a backup system. To survive, we'll need machines like NASA's MOXIE, which can extract oxygen from the carbon dioxide in the air. It's small now, experimental, but one day, it could power entire habitats, and even fuel rockets for the return trip. Then, there's the cold. Temperatures on Mars can plunge to -100 degrees Fahrenheit at night. In the polar regions, even colder, down to -200. This isn't your average winter chill. It's cold enough to freeze carbon dioxide into dry ice. And if the cold doesn't get you, the radiation might. Mars has no global magnetic field like Earth's. That means deadly cosmic rays and solar radiation constantly bath the surface. Astronauts on the International Space Station experience higher radiation levels than on Earth. On Mars, it's 2.5 times that. So we'll need to live underground or build thick shelters, layers of Martian rock, shielding us from a silent, invisible enemy. And let's not forget the gravity. Mars has just 38% of Earth's gravity. That might sound fun, imagine jumping 3 times higher, but over months or years, it changes your body. Muscles weaken, bones thin. We'll need training, technology, and maybe even genetic tools to adapt. And then there are the dust storms. Towering walls of fine electrostatic dust that can block out sunlight for weeks. They won't knock over buildings, but they'll clog machinery, disable solar panels, and make the simplest task a high-stakes mission. Life on Mars would be easy, but neither was life in the Arctic or on the Moon. We adapt. We overcome. The question is, are we ready to face a world that's trying to kill us every second and call it home? Part 4. How do we survive? So how do we survive on a planet that never invited us? It starts with water. Mars has no flowing rivers, no oceans, but deep beneath the surface lies frozen hope. Vast reserves of water ice, locked in the soil and polar caps, waiting to be tapped. We'll mine that ice, melt it, purify it, use it to drink, to grow food, and even break it down into hydrogen and oxygen. Then comes the food. No farms, no fertile soil. But we're not out of options. Using hydroponics, we can grow plants without soil, suspended in nutrient-rich solutions under artificial light. It won't be steak and potatoes, but fresh lettuce on Mars. That's a miracle in itself. And the homes we live in. Forget wooden cabins or concrete towers. These will be 3D printed habitats, built from Martian rock, designed to withstand radiation, pressure drops, and freezing nights. Some may even be buried underground or grown from living materials like fungi. We won't just survive, we'll innovate. This isn't about replicating life on Earth. It's about rewriting what life means, one breath, one bite, one brick at a time, 240 million miles from home. Part 5. Terraforming Mars. Can we transform a planet? Survival is one thing. But what if we didn't just survive on Mars? What if we could change it? Terraforming. Turning a frozen, lifeless planet into something more like Earth. It sounds like science fiction, but in labs and universities around the world, scientists are asking, what would it take to warm Mars, to thicken its atmosphere, to make it rain? One idea: import ammonia-rich asteroids from the outer solar system and crash them into the surface. The ammonia acts as a powerful greenhouse gas, trapping heat and releasing nitrogen, essential for building an atmosphere. Another approach: build giant factories that pump out carbon dioxide, using Mars' own soil and ice. You heard that right. The very gases that pollute Earth could help terraform Mars. As the planet warms, the dry ice at the polar caps will begin to vaporize, releasing even more CO2. That would kickstart a runaway greenhouse effect, thickening the air, raising surface temperatures, and maybe, just maybe, unlocking liquid water. But this won't happen overnight. Not in years. Not even in centuries. Current estimates suggest it would take hundreds to thousands of years and unimaginable energy to make Mars breathable. And even then, we'd still need to add oxygen. That's where biology steps in. Genetically modified microbes designed to survive extreme Martian conditions could slowly convert CO into oxygen. It's a long shot, a dream, but every forest on Earth began with a single seed. Terraforming Mars may be humanity's most ambitious science project. Not for this generation, maybe not the next. But if we succeed, we won't just change a planet. We'll prove we can shape the universe around us, not just to survive, but to thrive. Part 6. Legal and ethical dilemmas. Who owns Mars? We've talked about the science, but there's another question we can't ignore. Who owns Mars? According to the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, no nation can claim sovereignty over a celestial body. But what about private companies? Billionaires building cities on the red planet, do they get to make the rules? In 2024, Elon Musk proposed that Mars should be governed by its settlers, not Earth. A bold idea, but also a legal gray zone. If Mars has water, who gets to use it? If we mine its minerals, who gets the profits? And what happens if something goes wrong, if there's a conflict, a crime, or worse? Do we bring Earth's laws with us? Or do we start over? As we reach for the stars, we're not just taking science. We're taking our humanity with us, flaws and all. The question is, what kind of society will we build 140 million miles from Earth? Part 7. The future of Mars. Are we ready? We've mapped the path. We know the risks. But are we ready? Ready to trade blue skies for red dust? Ready to live in domes, wear suits to go outside, grow food in metal boxes? Ready to send our children to a place where sunsets are blue and gravity feels like a dream? In 2025, NASA is already simulating life on Mars here on Earth. SpaceX is building the ships that might take us there. And somewhere out there, the first person who'll walk on Mars is already alive. Maybe in a classroom, maybe watching this video. We're not just imagining the future anymore, we're building it. The red planet is no longer unreachable. It's a frontier. And like every great leap in human history, the question isn't whether Mars is ready for us. It's whether we're ready for Mars. Final. Mars challenges us. It humbles us. But it also calls us to dream bigger, to reach farther, to become more than we are. One day, we may walk its surface not as visitors but as pioneers. Until then,